Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. But who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. We're reacting to the gift that keeps on giving, the no other name than Andrew Tate. Got out of jail, released on electronic home monitoring. Before we get to that, this is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com. eSign.com is an effective way to remotely do business. Let's say you just get released from a Romanian prison and you were in jail and you get released, but you can't leave your house. But you need to sign some documents because your lawyer is going to quit. And so you need to get a new lawyer. And so what do? You go to eSign.com, you get download the app, you get 3 free signatures a month, and so you get whatever documents you need to sign remotely, and you do business even though you're on home detention. I use it all the time when a client is out of state or just can't make it into the office. I email them a retainer or whatever document. You can do a power of attorney, you can do sales agreement, any kind of agreement or anything that needs a signature. You can do it with eSign.com. eSign.com, an effective way to remotely do business. Let's talk about what happened here. The prosecutors have asked to have him detained for another 30 days. Remember, they have to do this for 30 days each time, and they can do it for a maximum of 6 months. The court granted the prosecutor's motion to keep him in custody. And then they appealed that ruling, and the judge denied that. And then they went to an appellate court. They have ruled that Andrew Tate, Tristan, and the 2 other females that are with him that are in custody on this case to serve it on electronic home monitoring. Let's just kind of watch a video of them being released. First of all, so he's been in custody since December, like December 29th or something like that. So for a few months. It's not, but a little over 90 days. When you all of a sudden hit fresh air after being cooped up in custody, it's got to feel really good, even if you are on electronic home monitoring. And we'll talk about that in a second.
God bless you, Andrew. I just want to say that the judges today made the right decision. I respect what they've done for me, and they will be vindicated in their decision because I'm an innocent man and I can't wait to prove it.
When they get out of jail like this and have a press conference, obviously, there's a shit ton of people there, and they got to be really careful what they say. And the reason being, you're going to have to go back to court. So if you're not respectful of the court, they're not going to be respectful of you. Now remember, there's a couple of different crimes that they're being charged with. And, I just read an article where it sounds like they have been charged, but it's still in the investigative phase, and they have until June to actually go to trial. So they have till June to charge, but let's talk about what they are going to be charged with, or what they're going to go to trial on. You've got the sex trafficking stuff, and what they're accused of is this lover boy scenario where they convince these women to come to Romania because they're going to marry him or whatever, and then they get him to do the webcam, which is highly lucrative. And by his own words, he defrauds them out of at least 20% of what they're entitled to. But let's keep watching this.
Hello, Andrew. Freedom at last.
It really isn't freedom, because he's not free to go about his business. He has to stay at his home. But it's much better than being cooped up in a single room in a Romanian jail. So let's talk about what it means to be on home monitoring. When you're on home monitoring, you generally have a bracelet around your ankle that connects to a modem kind of thing, and it records where you are. And if you cut it off, or if you are out of range, the monitoring people will get notified, and the warrant will issue.
Mashallah, brother, mashallah, mashallah.
It's a little bit emotional. I've been in one room since last year, so it's a little bit emotional. I want to give respect, firstly, to the judges who heard us today, because...
What did he say? He gives a lot of props, right? What did he say before? Do you remember?
Oh no, not a court in Romania. The internationally respected Romanian courts. They're corruption-free, as we all know. Look, put me in jail. Put me in jail. You want me? You put me in jail. I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Guards, get some hose. This cell's mine. Bang bang. Before you know, I'll be chilling. Yeah, it'll be the best quarantine ever.
Huh? Best quarantine ever.
Very attentive, and they listened to us, and they let us free, so I have to give absolute respect to them. I truly believe that justice will be served in the end. There is 0% chance of me being found guilty of something I have not done. I maintain my absolute innocence, and I think most people understand this, and I look forward to being home. So thank you very much, everybody.
And leave plans for the next day.
Andrew Tate now is under the watchful eyes of the court. He has an ankle monitor, which means that his movements are monitored 24/7. Let's see what he's... And then we have a little bit of footage of him just being... And there's not much that he can do. He has to be at home. Now let's see what he says about his own place.
Straps in my wardrobe, bro. Look at the... What suit am I gonna wear? What fucking gun? Well, I'm the chief. I stay right here in case the police roll up.
So there's no way they're going to let him have guns at home. One of the things he's done is he's registered his home as a shooting range that allows him to have firearms.
You're not allowed guns in Romania. But you are allowed guns in a shooting range. So I had to get my house registered as a shooting range. Bro, you don't know me. You're not allowed guns. There's a shooting range over there. Well, there's a shooting range. I'm a shooting range.
I mean, it's a little bit of a fraud.
I'm a shooting range because I'm the fucking top G. If I can...
Top G! I'm the fucking top G! What color is it out, Bugatti? You know, what color do you think Warren Buffett's Bugatti is? Oh, wait, he doesn't have one. He is in the same house that he's had for 30 years. He drives, a Buick, and he's one of the richest men in the world. You don't have to have a Bugatti in order to have balls, in order to have bank, in order to be decent, in order to be a man.
Casino. You think I can't get the paperwork to be a shooting range? This is a business establishment. And I'm a shooting range. And if you come to my fucking house, you're the target.
So, I mean, what kills me is the verboseness that the sheer temerity that he's got to be like this. Now, let's talk about where things are going to go from here. He's going to have to have a trial between now and June. And this will be, I doubt that we're going to see any in the, cameras in the courtroom. And remember, you've got more than just the sex trafficking stuff. You've got, probably, I bet there might be some weapons violations. There will certainly be some tax violations. So what does this mean for Tate until he gets to trial? Well, one, his lawyers will be, try to prep something for trial. Prep the file for trial. Number two, he's not free to leave his house. He has to stay there, and if he has any violations with that ankle monitor on, they'll issue a warrant. He'll wind up back in jail. And we're not sure if there is any other conditions of release, but his freedom to move around is certainly restricted. And also, there might be some restrictions on social media and what he can say and what he can't say. You saw the difference between the beginning and after. Before he was in custody, how badass he thought he was, and he comes out, I have nothing but the utmost respect for the judges and the court system, blah blah blah. Well, that's you want your client to be like that, and so he's not stupid. I mean, he's done some stupid things, but he's striking the right chord in terms of a tone as he's being released. He's just praising the judge and not really going after anybody. But think about this. He's embraced Islam, but he also has this misogynistic abuse streak that runs through him, screw whoever he wants. And I just think that his lifestyle is inconsistent with being a good practicing Muslim. We're going to follow this. This is going to start to heat up because he's going to have a trial on these issues unless they don't have the goods on him. If they don't have the goods on him, then they got to let him go. And they have to dismiss their case. You see how the pattern on our little tiny channel and how the viewership, when we put anything Tate out, it goes crazy. Well, Tate's now going to be more viral than ever, and so on Bumble.
Rumble.
On Rumble. Okay.
Bumble's a dating app.
Yeah, I'm sorry. on Rumble, he would have these emergency meetings. So I really don't know much about them other than the fact that people are clamoring to see if he's going to have those things. And what his tone is going to be going forward will be interesting, because I bet he has a more muted tone, a more disciplined tone than, just sitting there and being ultra masculine and talking about, all the illegal shit that he's done. I bet he won't be doing that anytime soon. And here's the thing, that why people like Donald Trump, for example, they like him because he says what we think, in a sense. You know what I mean? He's verbose, and it's a train wreck that's kind of fun to watch. And Andrew Tate is the same way. That's one of his draws. That's one of his allures. Blah 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 blah. And he's a self-proclaimed misogynist, and so it'll be interesting because that's his draw, right? His mouth and his attitude and his swagger. That's all his draw to the incel community. And what you're gonna see is, I bet you're gonna see a more muted, a more disciplined, and tamed down. While this is, he'd be stupid to go back to his old ways. Because if he does, what awaits him? Clanging door therapy. So this has been our reaction to the news that Andrew Tate has been released on home monitoring. So we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board certified criminal defense lawyer. Make sure you sign up for Patreon, follow us on Instagram, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter. We'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, police is at my God.